Okay, so hello, Facebook. Not Facebook, YouTube. Right out of the gate, perfect. Okay, so anyway, hey, YouTube. All right, so I thought we would do a cool little thing that I've never done before, which is to kind of showcase how I work with people and the kind of epiphanies and conversations that we have. So I'm Bambi Thompson. I'm a brain coach for confidence amplification and success acceleration. So I essentially teach you how to leverage neuroscience mindset, the human energy body, and the law of attraction so that you can dial in your inner mojo, ramp up your inner badass, and attract and create your success, achieve your goals from an energetic foundation as opposed to an efforting foundation. And today I have with me Heather Guernsey, who is just absolutely a brilliant healer in her own right. And I'm going to let her explain to you what she does, because she does emotion code, and it's it's a really cool modality. And as she's talking, I'm going to give you her Instagram so that you can check out her Instagram, because she's very active on it, and she showcases her coaching over there as well. So if you want to see what that's all about. So Heather, tell us about what you do and who you are.
Yeah, so I about over a year ago now, I stumbled into the emotion code modality when I hit my lifetime low and everything came crashing down. And I'd read the book a few times. It's a great read for anyone who's interested. The Emotion Code by Dr. Bradley Nelson. And energy work can be done remotely. I was skeptical. And then I had a session with a guy who literally took away my hip pain in a 20-minute trial session. It was like where I was storing my breakup baggage. So I was like, okay, I'm sold. Where can I sign on the dotted line? This shit's amazing. So I got my certification shortly thereafter, moved back to the East Coast, and launched my energy healing business, which is called Soul Path Energy Healing. And the emotion code modality basically combines yes and no questioning with muscle testing if you're in person, or I actually use a pendulum remotely and act as surrogate. So I could muscle test on myself. There's all different kinds of crazy ways. And we get answers from the subconscious mind by doing that about what trapped negative emotional energies are stuck within your field that are causing any issue, mental, emotional, or physical. And then we clear them by acknowledging them, the age at which they occurred, what the emotion is. People are usually able to pull, if I say a feeling of sorrow at age 15, someone's like, oh, that's when my dog ran away or whatever. It's cool to have that come up consciously and be like, oh, that's so interesting that my dog running away is causing my, limited beliefs about money or whatever the case may be, things you would never think. So then we clear them by running a magnet over the governing meridian, which are the energy pathways within our bodies. So by clearing it over the governing one, we are removing it from our field, because energy cannot be created or destroyed, but it can be shoved out of our field. So yeah, people feel tingles, people get head rushes. I've worked with people internationally. So it just doesn't matter where you are. This stuff's pretty magical. So yeah.
And I can attest to that, because we do trades with each other, and it's really cool to unearth connections to things that have happened in this lifetime and even in past lives that are contributing to why we're stuck in certain ways, and the emotions that are stuck in there. And as we know, if anybody who's studied Louise Hay, for example, we know that the energy body is a really great memory bank for good things and bad things. And the bad things kind of block our energy flows, and we start getting stiff and achy, and we start having pushing up resistance all the time when we're going after a goal or whatever it is. And so I actually came to Heather a while back and was just like, okay, so I'm really going to go big with my business, and I want to make sure that I'm clearing whatever's in the way, not coming to the table with anything. And it was really cool stuff that, happened back when I was 12, happened when I was 24, happened when I was 36, that was stored, she cleared it. And And there definitely was like this momentum thing that happened. And the beautiful thing was that was momentum that was happening for me to build my Slay Your Days Momentum Club, which was the next way I was going to take my business to a higher level. So anyway, check out Heather's Instagram, soulpath_energy healing. Like I said, she is very active on Instagram, and she does a lot of super cool IGTVs posting her stuff, and you can see the emotion code in action. So it's really cool. So what I thought we would serve you well with is us just doing what we do. And Heather works with a lot of people who are working on their success. I work with a lot of people who are working on our success. And she's taking her business to the next level and really, doing a lot of visibility work and stuff. So I said, why don't we do a demo of what I do and serve your business and your momentum by bringing to the table whatever you think is, kind of sticking you. And you can also bring to the table the things you've heard your clients say, because whoever listens to this demo is going to walk away with a whole lot of tips and tools and insights into how can we gain more momentum when we're trying to achieve a goal or, play on a bigger playing field in our businesses. So Heather, how may I serve you, darling? What have you got that in your conscious awareness that is going on for you?
Yeah, I think one thing that I think, and it's funny, this has come up for me in the past and my clients, and I think it's trying to sneak in again as I'm creating my membership program, is a little bit of imposter syndrome. Yeah, feeling like, I just, you know what, it stems from a thing of not wanting to let people down. So if these people are paying me money, I want to provide above and beyond what they're expecting. So yeah, that's probably the big one to start with, I think.
Yeah, and that's super, super common. God, it's like literally prevalent. It's common. It's not even, it's prevalent. It's the predominant thing that I hear from the women that I work with. So the line I always repeat, and I heard it from some coach who heard it from some coach who heard it from some coach, is just, the whole thing of to every kindergartner, a first grader is a god. And I've said this to Heather a couple of times. So it's that whole awareness of that what we have to offer. These are things that we've learned in our journey. I mean, I do the work that I do because I healed myself of panic disorder. We've all gained skills that have given relief. And if what you know is something that can give someone relief, then who are we to hold that information back, right? Especially in this day and age where everybody needs support around something. So I one of the tools that I like to use is the clearing statement, Access Consciousness Clearing Statement. And you can see that clearing statement and learn about it at theclearingstatement.com or accessclearingstatement.com. I can't remember. I'll actually put the link below in the video. I always like to direct people back to the original source of something, and Access Consciousness is a really cool tool. So Heather, everywhere that you are choosing your comfort over bringing comfort to thousands of other people, will you uncreate and destroy that?
Yes.
Good, bad, right, wrong, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And all the ways that you are limiting your actions based on your fear and giving all of your fear your attention, or insecurity or doubt, whatever you want to call it. Will you uncreate and destroy that?
Yes.
Good, bad, right, wrong, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And for the viewers, anybody who's watching this, when I ask a question, and I'll try to ask them slowly, just go along with yes, and just kind of quietly say in your mind, uncreate and destroy it. Pod, poc, pod, poc. That's a short version. And like I said, go to accessconsciousnessclearingstatement.com or something like that. and learn about what we're doing here. So everywhere that you think you worry about letting people down, will you uncreate and destroy that?
Yes.
And everything that that has created for you, and every way that that has limited you and created a pattern in you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. What if you're showing up in your bumbling, stumbling imperfection, right, that you kind of focus on more than your brilliance and your perfection, right? Because whenever we're in the imposter syndrome, that's kind of where we're hanging out with our focus, right? So everywhere that you're choosing to kind of flow the focus over to the bumbling, stumbling, I'm not good enough part of your brain, which is the bullshit brain anyway, right? Will you uncreate and destroy that pattern within you, because it's a pattern, right?
Yep.
So good, bad, right, wrong, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And one of the things that I always share is that whatever we're focusing on, whatever we're flowing our attention to with emotional charge is, very powerfully and potently creating. So whenever we have imposter syndrome, there's like, what kind of emotions are in that for you when you think I'm not good enough, da da da?
I mean, all the shit, like, it's just everything negative. Sadness, disappointment, like self-disappointment, which can turn into self-abuse on some level, just negative internal monologues.
Right. So if we start with the imposter syndrome and then start going a little deeper, because it's always like what we say we need to work and clear on is what our ego mind and our logical mind is going to do, right? But when we start peeling back the layers and going deeper and deeper, we can start over here. I'm trying to get on my screen. We can start over here, but we really need to be working over here. This has nothing to do with it, right? We get over. So that whole thing of disappointing yourself. Let's start with that one, okay? The shame, anger, the frustration, the self-loathing, like I know that sounds like a really strong word, self-loathing, but let's be frank. I mean, don't we all beat the shit out of ourselves all the time? Oh yeah, it's like unbelievable. I mean, I do it too, and I'm a freaking coach with success, and you think I can dial it in, but no, I got it going on. So these ways in which you are afraid of disappointing yourself, go back to the earliest memory that you can remember you disappointing yourself. Because here's the deal. It doesn't just start with an isolated, like, oh, I'm deciding today to go into self-loathing, right? It goes way back. I mean, that's your work too. It goes way back in time. And that little frequency in the the matrix, this goopiness that we're living in based on our vibration, is being impacted, and then it magnetizes more experiences, so it starts building. So let's go back. What is the earliest time that you remember disappointing yourself?
It came right away.
Wow. Yeah.
So for anyone watching, I've been a dancer my whole life, ballet since I was 6. But it's actually early. It was earlier than 6, I think, because before I started at my ballet school at 6, I think I did like a different, creative movement type dance class, so maybe even earlier, like maybe 5 years old. And we had some sort of recital, and I would not go on stage. And for anyone that knows me now, it's like, what? You didn't want to be center stage? That's impossible. Yeah. But at the time, I remember like standing at the back of the aisle with my mom was crouching down, and I was just crying because I didn't want to get up there. So, and you rehearse for however long when you're that age. I mean, probably just a few weeks, but still, it was like a major letdown. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So everywhere that is still embedded in you, we release it, let it go, surrender it, transform it, uncreate and destroy it, and just like imagine little hooks, just letting go, like Velcro hooks. I love that. The Velcro hook, like the
Mhm.
Velcro hooks are softening, and this thing is just like lifting off you.
Mhm.
And we just uncreate and destroy it. Good, bad, right, wrong, pod poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And then what's the next experience that you can remember disappointing yourself?
Mhm. Sorry, you froze a little.
Oh, what's the next experience after that that you remember disappointing yourself?
Ooh.
Or just feeling like you let yourself down, like I didn't follow through.
I mean, consistently in audition spaces throughout my whole life.
Oh god, yeah, right? In
Yeah.
theater and all of that? Yeah, right, okay. So imagine we're just gonna do clearing in a whole bunch of different ways. So just close your eyes, and I want you to imagine that you have a very, very heavy wool coat on. And that heavy, heavy wool coat is made of many, many threads. And it's all of the incidences of disappointing yourself, embarrassing yourself when you did show up, um, just feeling shame, feeling guilt, feeling frustration, feeling anger with yourself. Like every thread is a different experience and it's a different emotion of, I can just kind of feel the heaviness all coming in, especially around my heart,
Mhm.
um, of all of these things that are going into creating this pattern and this belief, the whole imposter syndrome thing that's holding you back. And I want you to walk up to a mirror, see yourself in front of a long standing mirror, and just deciding to release it, to let it go, to surrender it, to transform it, and just like literally just grabbing the collars of the coat and just letting it slough off, fall to the ground. And then just seeing the ground opening it up and just receiving it. And as it does, as that ground opens up, there's a beautiful white light that starts to shine up. Like you're in a tube of light here. And now it's just bringing in confidence. This light is going to start to like coat you with a new layer, like encasing you in this beautiful white light, golden white light of confidence, of following your truth fearlessly, of being courageous, of self love, self forgiveness, self acceptance, and just being at peace with the knowledge that you have gifts and you are a first grader to many kindergartners and you will become a PhD in your own time,
Mhm.
in your own right. But just like let this light that's shining up begin to just lay upon your skin. And then we're going to bring down a light from the heavens. That's the divine source energy. And the divine source energy is going to create all of this energy framework around you into a new coat. And it's beautiful. And describe what the coat looks like.
Um, I'm seeing thin threads that's basically made of glitter, gold
Mhm.
glitter.
Yeah, I was seeing like white and gold.
Mhm.
Yeah, real sparkly,
Mhm.
very light, like silky. It's very light on you. And
Mhm.
it's just beautifully fitting upon you. And so when you're feeling that awareness, and you can just take a deep breath, open your eyes, and when you feel the excuse me, awareness, and another one's going to come, I can feel it, not yet, of old stuff, it's like just literally going, oh, there's that cloak, and just dropping it again, right? And then letting on that new cloak to just like, there it is. As soon as you drop it, the other one's there because it's already who you are.
Mhm.
But it's amazing how the brain, first of all, what I love is whenever I do inner child work with my clients, the inner child always loves sparkly stuff. Like they get delighted, right? So think about how many traumas in our lifetime is from our childhood, our growing up years, right? So in appealing with a visualization of something that appeals to that sparkly, oh, I like that sort of thing. It's like that opens up, it gets the excitement going, and the excitement opens up your energy field, right? The more your energy field opens up, the more potently you're able to embody and then impact the matrix that you live in. So I know that Heather knows my Jello bowl thing, but I just really quickly want to kind of share with you what I often teach, because it really helps people who are new to this law of attraction thing, this like, why am I working so hard? So imagine yourself as the center molecule of a Jello bowl, and every thought that you have as the center molecule immediately flavors your Jello bowl, right? So if you're thinking lemon thoughts, instantly the Jello bowl is lemon. If you're thinking grape, it's grape. If you're thinking I suck, the Jello bowl is flavored I suck.
What flavor?
Thinking I'm amazing, the Jello bowl is I'm amazing. Okay, so that's one level of awareness. Then take it to the next level. You're living in this Jello bowl matrix, this goop, right? And the goop is heavier, gets thicker, more like pudding, and real sludgy and cement-like, the more negative thoughts we're throwing into it. The imposter stuff, right? Or this goal is too hard, this goal is too big, everybody else can do it, I can't do it, I suck at social media. You know, what all the things that go on as we're trying to get to the next level. So that's like making our goopy, soupy Jello bowl kind of thick and icky. And then, okay, so now we flavored everything, and now we're going to go and we're going to sit down at our desk and we're going to start taking action. And we're going to do our marketing, or we're going to write our blog post, or we're going to, you know, go to try to get to the gym if the goal is about weight, or, you know, we're going to go on to an online dating service if we're trying to, you know, create a relationship. Doesn't matter where or what your goal is, or where what your actions are happening in, but it's like drawing back a bow and an arrow and shooting your arrow through this Jello. And so as the shaft of the arrow goes through the Jello, it's completely getting coated with the flavoring. And then the universe, God, source, whatever your paradigm is outside of the Jello bowl, a ways. It's out there in the divine matrix, and it's catching every arrow. And an arrow is your effort. So it's writing the blog post, or it's doing the, you know, your profile on your dating thing, or whatever it is, right? Your action towards your goal is your arrows that you're shooting out, and it's catching them, it's licking it and going, oh, I suck is the flavor of the day. So it's going to shoot back your arrow with an I suck experience attached to it, because it can only match our vibration. And it comes back from the outer spheres, and it comes back into your Jello bowl. And if you're still hanging out in an I suck flavor, it's getting a double whammy coating of I suck. And then boom, an experience lands in your life that goes, oh, there you go, I suck. There it is again, right? And we wonder why we get stuck and can't change. It's because we're constantly throwing out a frequency that demands that the universe match it with whatever that is. And so what do? We work harder. We throw more arrows. We bust our asses, right? We go crazy and we work harder. And meanwhile, all we're doing is sludging down more and more the matrix of our Jello, because we keep throwing out arrows that are, this is really fucking hard. I hate it. I can't do this, right?
Yeah.
So when you're getting ready to, you know, do your marketing and do your stuff that's making you visible, where you've got this imposter syndrome going on, the best thing to do is to pre-game. right? I'm all about pre-gaming. And so it's an energy hygiene practice that you do. And I just came up the other day with this conversation with another client who was like, I said, hey, how are you doing on your goal? And she said, oh, I'm busting my ass. I'm doing really good with the effort, but I'm not really thrilled with the results that I'm getting. And I said, well, how much energy work are you doing before you do your effort? None. Well, what the fuck? There you are, right? That's why. So before you do your activity, if you can sit down and tell me a time that you had incredible success. You were blown away. You were thrilled. You got paid. Like everything about that was an amazing, juicy memory.
Probably, and it's funny, I just talked about this on a live the other day. My second Jubilee audition experience, which was the show I was in Vegas. And that was law of attraction, like times 100, because I had gone to the first audition, made it past all the cuts, but it wasn't divine timing. I had 3 months left of college, and then went to the second one, memorized the choreography in case it was the same, which it was, knew what to wear, like went in and just like sold it. And I saw the girls who were my competition. One of them's now my best friend, and it, like, the rest is history. So that was all gold.
Yeah. Okay. So right there is an amazingly powerful tool that you have in your pocket to flavor your jello bowl with before you take any activity. Because the way the brain works, it doesn't know the difference of what's real here right now and what happened 100 years ago. It doesn't matter. It's going to squirt out the same neurotransmitters and chemicals and hormones, right? Because you're eliciting an emotion. Like when you think about that memory, can you instantly elicit an emotion?
Yeah.
You can tap right back into it. So you're flooding your body with really cool cocktails from the bartender in your brain. Okay. So that right there is going to make you start humming. Going to get the chi flowing, right? Because when we're happy, it's like, that giddy feeling, that bubbly champagne feeling, right? That's a reaction to the chemicals in our bloodstream.
Yeah.
Just like a thought of fear releases chemicals into our bloodstream that then makes our heart palpitate and our hands sweat and we want to puke and we want, it's like, well, we want to run away. I got to get out of here. I got to move, right? So use that tool, sit down, get into that and embody that. And just literally, I love teaching the Jello Bowl because it's literally, you are going to visualize this big ass field of Jello around you, energy. And you're literally watching your body begin to be the frequency that's going to ripple and vibrate through your energy field and that Jello bowl, flavoring it. And then when you take your actions and you start shooting your arrows, you're shooting out like this amazing high frequency, excited. I am capable. I am totally rocking it. You were a rock star. Right? And so you go and then you take your action so that the arrows, ooh, man, she's a rock star. Go to the shelf behind me, the genie in the sky, law of attraction, goes to the shelf, goes to the rock star shelf and pulls out, okay, there's a rock star activity for you. And then your experience lands in your life, because if you are staying in the vibration of I'm a rock star, once again, you got a double whammy of I'm a rock star. So whatever the universe is bringing you is getting amplified even bigger.
Yeah.
Right? So this is what I love. It's so simple to go, well, who am I going to be today before I sit down and do my marketing or do my activity or do my workout or do my whatever? Take the time. So I love this woman that I was talking to, I said, well, I like the 60-40 rule when I first start setting a goal. And she goes, what's the 60-40 rule? And it's like, well, it's 60% vision work, energy work, affirmation work, the woo-woo, unicorn farts, 40% effort.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I like that. And I said, yeah, because then your 40% effort is going to get a lot more bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Right. And I said, and so to be really clear, let's say you have, because my brain sucks at math.
Oh, interesting point of view.
Yeah, right. Interesting point of view. I did. I said I'm creating just like that. Let's say 100 minutes. Okay, so because that's simple. 60-40 equals 100, right? Okay, so let's say you have 100 minutes to put towards your business or your goal. There's a lot of people building side hustles, right? They're working fucking full-time jobs, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, and they're trying to build something that's going to release them from that paradigm. So you've got 100 minutes to put towards your business. Take 60 of those minutes doing the woo work, and then 40 of the minutes doing the reach outs and the strategic activities to build the business. Now that 60 minutes, you can break it down even more. Do 20 minutes of writing your affirmations, writing the goal out, visual, and then 20 minutes of visualizing it. And at first this is going to seem like a lot of shit, and we're going to flip the 60-40 to 40-60. But when you first declare a goal, or you first start going for it, you want 60-40, 60% woo, 40. Okay, so the 60 is 20 minutes of writing out, when my life is ideal, when I have this goal, just generating, who am I going to be, what am I going to have, what am I going to do, and then visualizing it. Giving your brain visuals is so important. The brain way responds faster to a visual than it does to words. If you didn't have a visual of what that day was like and how you showed up and what you were like on stage and what the audience was like and the people's reactions, and all it was I went on stage and I killed it and I wore my outfit and everything, but you didn't have a visual there, the amplitude of your electrical charge, your magnetic frequency, the magic, would be significantly dropped. So when you first declare your goal, do you have a vision board for your business?
I have a vision board that needs some upgrading, but yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So that's the thing. It's add pieces to it that are showing your membership. If you know the name of your membership, put the name of your membership. If you have a logo or if you have branding, stick it on there, right? And put pictures of you and your loved ones on there as well, because you are, you're creating something not so much for the money, you're creating for the joy and the love and the freedom and the women that you're surrounding. Like my vision board, I have pictures of me that I cut out and put in front of a bunch of really powerful, amazing women, as if I'm the leader of them, because that's what I'm creating in my world.
I love that. Yeah.
Right? So those visuals, I can instantly, in fact, as I'm even speaking about the visuals on my vision board, my body is going, because I've spent a lot of time looking at that. I actually have my vision board in my room where I do my meditation, but I also do my yoga. So the entire time I'm doing my yoga and I'm moving and I'm flowing and I'm getting energy moving through my chakras and everything, I'm looking at financial freedom. I've got these phrases on there. Travel, I'm looking at the faces of my family, my daughters, my husband. And it's really so as I'm doing my exercise, I'm actually flooding myself with the visual. And then 20 minutes of that 60 in the beginning is writing down all the bullshit stories that your head is going to start to throw you as you go for something big. It's I'm not good enough. Fraud alert. I disappoint myself. I don't want to let others down. What if I don't provide enough, right? Capture all of that and spend 20 minutes clearing that shit. Right? So that in the beginning of goal time, it's imperative that we clear. I have a book like this that is actually, it's not that one, it's this one. This is my Deconstruct the Bullshit.
Love it.
Right? And in here is pages of the bullshit stories that come up, and I put a little box next to them. Oh, I have my emotion code stuff stuck in there. And it's like I put a little box in there and I check it off when I've done the clearing work for it, or when I can read it and it no longer has an electrical charge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's what the 60 is. It doesn't figure out what your 60% of your time is. If you only have 15 minutes, how many minutes are 60% of that 15 minutes? Do vision work, do affirmations, dump the stories, as many as you can find in your heart and your mind, and then clear that shit. Then the 40% of your time is the actual effort. Now, once you feel like you're really in momentum and you've cleared, then you flip the formula. So then it's 40%, because if you've already done all your clearing shit, you don't need that 20% anymore.
Right.
So then it's the visioning, the writing, the speaking, the seeing, all of that, right?
And then it's inspired action instead of just working to stay busy.
Completely. And then the 60% of your effort, by then you're like, you're moving and grooving because you did the preliminary work of dumping your shit, right? And then that 60% of activity is going to really just like, man, it's going to be like a rocket taking you where you want to go. But people, they think they don't have time to do that shit. And I'm like, awesome. So just get in your fucking jello bowl and go, I don't have much time. I don't have much time. I got to make that. I got to make this work. That's fucking pressure. You just took your jello bowl and made it like really fucking hard. So number one, when you shoot your arrows, they're going to go, and then they're going to pop out. They're going to get tasted. They're going to send back with, this is fucking hard. I don't have enough time. Right?
It's the biggest story people tell themselves these days. And
I don't have enough time.
Yeah. I have time for 5 hours of Netflix, but I mean, I didn't say that out loud.
And how many hours do we spend on Facebook?
Right.
Getting angry. Ooh, that's flavoring your jello bowl, gang.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what your emotion is attached to, it is impacting the one jello bowl you got.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you're over here on Facebook getting angry about whatever, and then you go and you work on your business, you think that isn't in your jello bowl flavor? Sorry, it is.
Yeah.
And you wonder why something comes in to whatever your big goal is that pisses you off. Well, it pisses you off because you sent out flavors of, the flavor is pissed off. Right?
Yeah.
So that, I love that teaching that. So let's pack your toolbox with some more amazing memories for you. So you've got that time where you went and you landed your show and you won the audition. See, right? What is another time where so you talked about where you feel like angry at yourself. What's the opposite of feeling angry at yourself?
Probably feeling proud of myself.
Yeah. Delighted.
Yeah.
Maybe surprised and delighted. That's a phrase I use a lot. Surprised and delighted. Okay. So give me a memory where you were surprised and delighted with what you did. Give me another one.
That's good. I didn't expect things to come up because sometimes they don't for me instantly. But the first, when I was still working through my emotion code certification, there's a second tier to emotion code, which I will be doing soon, called body code. And that one goes way deeper, focuses on like even more stuff. So I kind of associated that with more being able to relieve people physically more with that tool, even though I knew consciously that I could use just the emotion code, depending on what the problem was for whoever, that it would still help. So I had doubts about it, but I worked on the first person I worked on for a physical pain. She couldn't move her shoulder past about here. And we removed some stuff and the pain went away, but then it attached to her rib, like a last ditch effort to like stay inside. And so I was like, oh my God, okay, let's release that. So we cleared that. And then she was like, oh my God. And it was like, Steph absorbed things from people she felt sorry for throughout her life, not even her own shit. And it just had flared up because there must have been some sort of trigger. And then she was walking around my living room going, oh my God, I can't believe it. I haven't been able to move my shoulder for a week. And I was like, whoa, I'm a witch. So
you surprised and delighted yourself and her.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Okay. So that is going to put surprise and delight into your jello.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So what is a time where one of the things you talked about was letting people down?
Mm-hmm.
You're afraid of letting people down. When is a time that you really, really put out and really, what's the opposite of letting someone down? Provided or whatever.
Can you repeat that one more time? I'm sorry.
Yep.
It froze again.
Yep. Okay, so the opposite, because what we're doing was we're trying to find what are the flavors that were in your wool coat that we shed, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Because we want to make sure we switch it out and give you tools to infiltrate your jello bowl with. So what is the opposite of letting someone down? I don't know what the words for that is, but you know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's making them proud, but it's still for yourself. So I feel like it's the same thing.
Or probably, or it's something where you really provided something to someone beyond your emotion code, because you've got an emotion code memory in there. I'm trying to pull in all different aspects of your life to weave together in this new matrix that you're creating. Maybe it was doing, like, were you a Girl Scout? Did you do something with the church? Did you do something for an elderly neighbor, your grandmother, where you were providing and it was more than enough?
Well, one of the most fun things ever was my sister and I threw our parents a surprise, was it 25th or 30th anniversary party on our family vacation on an island, and we invited my mom's side of the family, and we kept it under wraps, and it was like Pinterest perfection, like high quality finger foods, amazing decor, lanterns, all that jazz.
Oh, I love that.
And yeah, I watch the video sometimes of my mom's face. You can't really hear her, but she's like, Bambi's here? And it's like, that's her sister. And so it was just, yeah, you get those like, oh.
Right there. Okay,
Yeah.
so write down these memories that we're talking about, because these are tools. People don't realize that they have so many tools to manipulate their brain with that are so fucking simple. And, it's like, it is that simple. It's finding a memory that infuses your body with the emotion that you're desiring as the outcome for whatever you're going to do that day. And you can do that for like every day. Like there's the goals for the 5 years out, right? There's the year goal, there's the monthly goal, there's the weekly goal, there's the daily goal. Like, imagine if you looked at your monthly goal and you float a little bit of energy there, then you looked at your weekly goal, you float a little bit of energy there, and then you really looked solidly at your daily goal and you flowed the energy there, and then you took your action. Imagine how all of that energy work would just like make you go.
Yeah.
But we think we don't have enough time. You can't not afford to do that, because you have two choices. You can either go the woo way and do your energy hygiene, as I word it, or you can effort the fuck out of it, be exhausted, get burnt out, and not have the results.
Kill the hustle and grind mentality.
Yeah, totally. I'll never forget a day where I was really, really just uninspired. I sat down and I just sat at my desk, and it was my time to do my reach outs for one of my businesses. And I just it was heavy as shit. It was like, wow, I want to do this. And I got this hit, go make cookies. And my logical brain said, oh, that's procrastinating.
Yeah.
But it was it was compelling. Go make cookies. I don't eat cookies, But I thought, well, I can make cookies. I love the smell of cookies in my house.
Yeah.
Cookies and go and give them to my, my neighbors or something like that. That would be really fun. Anyway, so I went downstairs and I started the recipe, and I got about 5 ingredients in. And because I had given myself permission to stop the pushing, step out of the jello bowl that was all fucked up and jump into a jello bowl that was like, oh, yummy, cozy, make cookies, la la la. All of a sudden, bam, I got this download. I had been trying to figure out some marketing stuff as well. And I got this download for this brilliant marketing thing to do right before Christmas. And I was so excited by it that I literally didn't finish making the cookies. And I went upstairs and I got going. It was like I gave myself the space to recalibrate my energy. And then what I'd been kind of trying to call in and generate from the universe was right there for me. But if I had stayed in and pushed hard against the resistance, all I would do is blow a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
And not get the results. And the days where I do my energy work, I do the 60-40 or the 40-60, depending on where I am on that particular activity or goal. I will make 3 phone calls and end up with, like a interview on a podcast or a new client or a new joint venture versus the day before where I didn't do anything. And it was like, I just got to sit down and get my shit done. And I would make 15 phone calls and not even connect with anybody. Like the results are so different.
Yeah. It's magic.
It is magic. It's like unicorn farts and silvery sleighs and
It's great.
Brick road, man.
I know. Well, and I love it too, because with the law of attraction and with putting out, because I do my morning affirmations and gratitudes, and I do have a very active imagination. So I'm in it. I'm like, oh my God, my clients are all going to find me today. I get into, if somebody were to walk in, they'd be like, this girl's batshit crazy. But it's the being able to feel the emotion, because it's emotion. You felt like you're giving examples of like the times I felt this exact emotion before. So being able to bring it up on command should not be too challenging for anyone. And then the letting go step that everyone always forgets to take, like in the movie The Secret, it gets everyone hyped up, but it doesn't tell you that you need to let go of the how and of needing it to go your perfect way, because you might not know what your perfect way is yet, even if you think you do. And I think that's what trips a lot of people up is letting it go and being open to accepting how it's going to show itself, because it's probably better than you could possibly imagine.
Oh, completely. And I'm so glad that you brought that up. I call the how the diabolical hell of how. And the how is where our brain gets scrambled. The how is where we feel anxiety. The how is where we instantly get exhausted.
Yeah.
Hi, Mabel. And it's just like, if you can take the inspired action, which comes when you have pre-gamed Jello bowl, that was inspired action to go make cookies. And then I got the inspired action that gave me the marketing. And it was all just like boom, boom, boom. It popped like popcorn, easy. And the less we get into the how and we just live in the question, what is marketing that would be fun for me? That was the question I'd been cranking on that morning and the day before. Oh God, this is so fucking hard. This is not like, I'm not enjoying this at all. I want my marketing to be fun. I want it to be something that I get up in the morning and I'm like, woohoo, can't wait to go to work.
Yeah.
Build my business. And I wasn't feeling that for quite a while up to that point. And because I had asked the question, how can my marketing be fun? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What are the steps to it? It all downloaded in my cookie baking. Yeah. So so thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so all right, so your imposter syndrome. Hopefully, we've given you some tools in your bucket to whip them out. amp your stuff up. And I really do encourage, one place that you go and you dump all your shit. Because the other thing is, if it's all in one place, like my Deconstruct the Bullshit notebook, I can go back now and go, oh, look at that. None of that shit is real for me anymore.
Yeah.
And that's so empowering to realize how far I've come and how much I've shifted.
Yeah.
That's a really great thing. And before I end, I found my emotion code. So she was talking about physical things, and I had been having to work on my left hip. And these were the things that we discovered were hanging out in my left hip: anger, conflict, bitterness. Oh, okay. Anger that happened in the last year, conflict about a couple business decisions I was killing myself over, bitterness that came at age 28, self-abuse came at age 52, anxiety at age 17, creative insecurity at age 57, insecurity at 55, and remember, this was the wishy-washy at age 57. And we cleared all of those things. And I have to say that my left hip is much, much better. And so here we are, two ladies that have a lot of skill sets to help you with. We work in really different ways. We actually complement each other's work. And, I send people there, she sends people to me, and we're a great fit, and we're a great team. And is there anything, Heather, that you have, any other tool that has helped you around the momentum towards a goal that you can think of sharing?
I would say it comes back to my morning rituals that were given to me by my life coach, who I started working with over a year ago. And it is a list of affirmations and a list of gratitudes. And I think when he initially gave them to me, it was, you're standing in front of a mirror, giving yourself full eye contact, saying these things.
Yeah.
And I did every single morning. And then not only that, but adding a vision or a meditation practice, even if it's only 2 minutes long, like doing that. And he actually gave me an incredible tool, which is something that I'm going to add to like the membership program I'm developing, which is like vision board times 10, which is creating what I think he calls it a mind movie. And so it's literally a slideshow of all these things that you have on your vision board, but you can choose the music, and you can put, it's a combination of images from your actual life and like what your future life is going to look like. But it feels really silly when you're putting it together, because you're like, oh, like there's this random pregnant woman, and then it's like a slide of you and your sister. And so, but that's the whole point, is like it's coming together so that you can start to believe it, and you just watch it every morning. You get to watch your little movie of your life and life to be, and it's a really cool tool. So
yeah, that's really, really powerful. And that's why I was saying the brain really responds much more to visuals. And what I always recommend to my clients is have the same piece of music that you listen to, so that you're impregnating that in. Light a candle or use a particular incense or essential oil. Drink the same tea or eat the same piece of chocolate. Get cozy, like be in a certain place, because the more you're activating all the different centers of your brain, the more deeply and powerfully you're embedding these intentions, these implants. We want to implant our brain, because that's how we rewire ourselves. And that's a super, super important component. So once again, I want to just show you, Heather is on soulpath_energy healing. And rather than give you a bunch of different things, if you just go to my link tree, Bambi Thompson, there's a bunch of links there, and there's getting on my wait list for my Slayer Days momentum method and toolbox group coaching program that's going to be opening again soon, and ways to get in touch with me, get a free strategy session. So reach out to us, and I'll put some links down below too in this copy when I get finished with this. And we really appreciate and hope that we've given you guys some some valuable insights into how things move easily or how things move slow. And also giving you two powerful women who are resources to really help you move along your path. So Heather, thank you so much for spending your time with me. I really appreciate you.
For having me.
You bet, darling. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, take care. Bye.